Hello and welcome to today's pre-market video. Now in today's pre-market video we'll be taking a look at the Nifty and Midcap Nifty expiry. I'll take a look at what option buyers and option sellers can do with the indexes. Now coming to the indexes as a whole, the past 2 weeks if we look at it were ones in which there was a lot of positivity and people were very bullish. There were gap ups, or let's say Bank Nifty for example was sustaining 1,000-point rise, which was unseen for the past 6 months and for quite a while actually when you look at it. But now this week there's been a cool off as expected. Now whether the cool off is a breather or the complete end of the dead cat bounce will only be told once we form certain patterns on the chart. But as of now it's simply a cool off which has happened. So now I will take a look at what you should do whether you're an option buyer and option seller for the Nifty than for the Bank Nifty. Now when we look at the Nifty for example, now I have plopped on a lot of the levels, and when I look at it, how I'm looking at the picture is a bit different. Is as of now the upward movement story still sticks, the dead cat bounce, but it will only end if the Nifty is able to, number one, break below 23,400 to 23,440 and then stay below it until closing. If that happens, then it will sort of mean it's the end of the dead cat bounce, and whether we'll have a big fall or whether we'll have a gradual decline or a box range will now be determined by what data comes out at end of tomorrow expiries or trading session. Now if you're only trading tomorrow's expiry basically of Nifty, then according to me, as long as Nifty is between 23,400 and 23,640, this is a no man's land. You're going to get up moves and down moves with this zone. So at open, let's say if the Nifty breaks the low of yesterday, then its first sign will be it's going to 23,400 to 440, which is a very important support. If that breaks, then it's going to 23,250 to and 23,320, which are two other very key supports. If it breaks that, then naturally it's going to 23,150 and 23,060. On the other hand, if it breaks 23,640, then it rises to 23,750 and 23,800. If it breaks that, then 23,880 and 23,950. So that's how I'm looking at the Nifty in terms of the whole thing. Now what will I do as an option buyer? I said pretty simply, if it breaks the low of yesterday, then it's a short to 23,400 first, and then if it breaks that, then a short further down. On the other hand, if it opens and it's, let's say, holding the low of yesterday, then there's a probability it'll go to 23,640, and it breaks that, then it goes above. Now that's option buying. What should you do if you're an intraday option seller? Now according to me, if you're an intraday option seller, for this expiry, the risk is going to be higher because of mainly how it handles 23,400. So I personally going to let the first few minutes pass, after which I will enter, if I'm playing aggressive, P sells of below 23,400 and C sells above 23,640. Now I'm going to keep a very tight profit stop on those. Expiry day profits are going to start coming in quickly, but also losses can come in quickly too. So I'm going to keep a tight profit stop and let that manage the position throughout the day. This is as at some point there is a probability of one of these sides breaking, and if that side breaks, you want to be out of it. But what if you're a cautious trader? Now if you're a cautious trader, then I believe you can sell C's above 23,750, so 23,750 and above, and P's of 23,250 and below. That's a very cautious trade, and you shouldn't really get under fire unless 23,400 breaks. Because even if you break 23,640, I don't think it has that much immediate strength that will take it that fast. It'll give you enough time to react before it hits 23,750. So that's how I'm looking at the Nifty index. It's a mixed view because right now we're in a range which is a no man's land, and I think one side is going to break. I'm hoping for one side breaking because the option seller side, okay, 23,400, 23,640 will give decent money. But the option buyer side, if it breaks 23,400, you're going to get a very good trade, which will give good money. Next, we're going to take a look at the Nifty Midcap. Now, the Nifty Midcap is a similar storyline as the Nifty. For here, I would say no man's land is between 11,420 and 11,640. So if it breaks 11,420, then it's a clean short. If it breaks 11,640, it's a clean long. So how am I going to trade it as an option buyer and option seller? Now, as an option buyer, if we hold the low of yesterday, basically the low of Wednesday, 26 March, then I'll be looking for a long towards first, let's say around 11,550, then 11,640. If that breaks, then it opens the top of range. On the other hand, if we break the low of 26 March, then it's going to be a short towards 11,420 first. If it breaks that, then 11,350. If it breaks that, then 11,200 and 250 open. And if it breaks all of that, it also opens 11,050. So I'm looking at it that way. Now, according to me, due to the positivity which was built over the past 2 weeks by whichever method we can say, that positivity is ending in today's expiry. Next week's expiry is going to be now a new complete, from Friday is going to be a complete new story. So that is why there is a high chance that this might be the end of the dead cat bounce, but we're going to have to wait for Thursday night's data, expiry data basically, to see whether that is the case. Now, what if you're an option seller in Midcap Nifty? Now, if you're an option seller in Midcap Nifty, you're aggressive. You can sell puts below 11,350 and calls above 11,640. If you're cautious, puts below 11,250 and calls above 11,700. Now this you'll have to do the same way as you're going to do with the Nifty. Keep tight stops of profit as soon as you enter. Let's say if you enter it and you sold the option which is 100 rupees, the minute it hits, let's say 90, you put a cost stop and then keep moving the profit stop. This is at some point one of these sides can break. I am seeing a more likelihood, depending on how the new overnight news flow goes. If it is flat, it's nothing significant positive comes, then a high likelihood downside. But if there's a positive news, then we'll have a dead cat bounce and in this range, and that will end up, according to me, giving option sellers a better day than option buyers. This year it will be a positive open, then complete dead space for the rest of the day. So it will all now, according to me, depend on the news cycle and how we go into we'll determine how we go into tomorrow's expiry. But now it's time to see, and given my trading plan for Midcap Nifty and Nifty, I have not covered the Bank Nifty because I think these two are going to offer a better opportunity for expiry trading than the Bank Nifty tomorrow. The Bank Nifty is going to be more like a wild horse, and these two are going to be calmer. So if you're a newer trader, these two will be a better option to use than the Bank Nifty tomorrow. So that is why I've covered these two. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, then hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also click the notification bell. Thank you.